every time we fail once more we must try. Because beyond every dark cloud there is a bright blue sky. I figured it'd be okay to start like 10 minutes early. This is just for fun. It's not a big deal. I know, we're looking at the outside. Hello, Brian, Board, Ethan, Oscar, Jay-Z. It's like Jay-Z, but it's just the letters. Degenerate Husbando, Fuss, Hippoin, Firefox. Is that Introvertal? Flat Cup Studios, Paris, Gaming Devil, Kaiser, Jonathan, Willie. Yes. Everyone's here. Everyone is here. I hope you guys can all hear me okay. The mic's a little bit further away from me, but you know, the sacrifices we must make when I'm sitting on the floor. Hello, Dr. Dunsparce. Now, I'm hoping. Now, you see, this one, it was looking okay. I was thinking, oh, this sunset is going to turn out okay, but the clouds are making me a little bit sus, and they might ruin it at the last second before we get a good gradient going. So that would be pretty disappointing. The sun is a deadly laser. You're right. You're right. Thank you, Sound Boy. I'm glad you think so. Yes, an amazing view. Really do love it here, you know. There's been a lot of times in my life where I could just be like, wow, I hate living here. This is the worst. This is probably the best place I've lived so far. You know? Like, I'll admit, the house I was living in when I was growing up was pretty nice, but I had to live there with other people, so it wasn't as good. This time, my own space, got it down, good view of the sunset every evening when it's not cloudy. We're pulling 10s, like, I don't know if that's a saying, but you know, 10 out of 10, it's good. Hello, Zakinator. It's like taking a tan and drinking a soda. Yeah, I suppose so. Flat Cups, please stop quoting Slim Shady in the chat. That does count as spam. Day will break soon and 36 people will die due to this stream. Is that an SCP reference? Just about to go to sleep. Okay. Night, Mangles. Don't know how you're gonna go to sleep when the sun's still up. Ah, what is lovely. What isn't a reference? Good question. The sun is evil, but I like it a lot. It just gets in my eyes. That's the problem. Oh, thank you, Zakinator, for the $2. Shit, man, I still gotta watch the first one. I know. I'll get it and then I'll play it in the movie room. That's fine. It's just, I heard it was good, but I don't imagine a lot happened. You know. The sun is a JoJo reference. Yes, of course. What time is it? Oh, you know. The time when the sun sets. Squid the relief after accidentally stumbling into the BF ASMR rabbit hole. Oh, have you been looking at boyfriend role plays? Good for you. It's been a while since I actively looked up new ones. You know, I'm prefer repeat viewings of things I've already seen. So I'm just like, if I need like a boyfriend role play to fall asleep to, I'll just listen to one that I listen to like that I've been listening to for the past like 3 years. I have to go to bed now. All right, goodbye, Willie. Everyone's going to bed when the sun's still up. What the heck is going on? I remember when I was a kid that pissed me off so bad because it's like the sun's still up at like 8 p.m. in the summer, but I still have to go to bed anyway. I'm just like, why? Last time I went to the movies was to see the first Sonic movie back in February of 2020. Oh man, yeah. Oh, I've taken notice. They stopped with the mask mandates, but they're not gonna stop me. I'm going to stores. I see I see these people, they're not wearing masks. Not at all. SMH couldn't be me. Have fun getting COVID, dumb shits. Sunset is blocked where you live. Oh my god. Sun is actually an eldritch being. I mean, have you heard the sound of the sun? Like, it does make sound. We just can't hear it due to the vacuum of space, and yeah, it makes a lot of noise, and it's horrifying. Sonic 2 is Jim Carrey's last movie. What do you mean last? Is he retiring? He's not that old. Or did he die and I didn't hear about it? Wear a mask at work. It's fun to piss off right-wingers. Yeah, I haven't gotten any comments yet of people being like, you shouldn't wear a mask. And I'm just like, I see them. They be going into stores without their masks on. And I'm just like, you're gonna catch diseases. It's going to happen. If I've ever had a collab with anyone, who would it be? Well, I mean, I have had collabs before. They're all dead. I mean, I say dead, but their channels don't exist anymore. One for a reason I don't know, the other for a reason I know all too well. It's a sad story. I've got a bad rate. I don't like, what is that, like a kill-death ratio? I don't know. Just, I don't want to do another collab with anyone for fear for their safety. Said he wants to retire and paint for the rest of his life unless he sees a really good movie he wants to act in. Such as Sonic 3, perhaps. Imagine being lonely on a Friday. Well, you just be like alone on a Friday. That's fine. The sun is a deadly laser. Yeah, it's got all the lasery stuff. Saw a guy with a hat that said no sex with the vaccinated. Yeah, you know, I check around on forums that like make fun of QAnon people, and they all somehow think that like because they're not vaccinated, they're gonna be like, it's all guys, by the way. They're just like, I'm not vaccinated. Women are gonna be all over me. Sure, bud. Is this Sonic 3 and a Knuckles spin-off TV show? Oh god, I wish. If that's true, I'm so happy. And Knuckles. Where'd the PC fun bar go? I don't know, I turned it off. We're looking at the sun. I mean, I could show it to you. Do you want to know how much is in it? There it is. 673.1.01. Whatever. We're looking at the sun right now. Oh no, the Knuckles show is exclusive to Paramount Plus? Who the fuck has Paramount Plus? Be honest with me. Do you have Paramount Plus? Do any of you have Paramount Plus? I don't have Paramount Plus. 'Tis another one for the Pirate Bay. Not that I'm saying I would ever do that. Pirate Bay is actually not a very good place to look for torrents, but you know. It used to be, but not anymore. Not that I would know. Paramount Plus is a thing since when? Yeah, exactly. Everybody and their dog gets a streaming service now. No thank you. Like, this is why people are pirating now. Oh, thank you, Jacob CV, for the $1.99. The $1.99. Hello, Dark Angel. The darkest of angels. We wanted to make it even. Oh, okay, well, I'll show it again. Just a quick one. There. 675. That's a good number. Now, more sunset time. Does everyone prefer the night sky or a clear day sky? Well, it depends. I mean, personally, like, a clear day sky is fine if you're going for a walk or something, but you would want a few clouds in there to keep it festive and exciting. In my neck of the woods, though, I prefer it over a night sky because we don't see stars here. There's too much light pollution. But if you're out in the country, you would definitely want a nice night sky for the stars and such. For the Odd Parents live action show, is that also starring Drake Bell? No thanks. Alright, goodbye, Lugnut. I'm sorry you have night shift. SMH couldn't be me anymore. Oh man, the sun is a hologram? Then how am I taking a video of it? Does not star Drake Bell, it's much worse. God. Who's Drake Bell? You know, he's Drake from Drake and Josh. He played Timmy Turner in those horrendous live-action Fairly Odd Parents movies. I think there were 2 of them. It was bad. Out in Texas, a clear blue sky is one of the worst things to see. Yeah, it really depends on where you are. Was that noise? Been a lot of weird stuff going on here today. They washed the windows. Maybe you can tell. The window is very, very clear right now. The window is very clear because they washed it today. But unlike the last time they washed the windows, they didn't have the, you know, the thing that holds, like, it's like a basket or something. They stand on it and it brings them up and down. No, it was just like one guy on a rope. Like, he looked like he was rock climbing. It was just a guy. Just like scaling the building on a rope. I just don't feel like that's an efficient way to clean the windows. If I ever met a celebrity, who would it be? I feel like I've met a celebrity once. Maybe. Actually, now that I think about it, I probably haven't. I met the angry video game nerd. I was at a meet and greet. And I guess I technically met Doug Walker. He signed something for me. Sponge Out of Water. You watched that on Paramount Plus? I think I saw that in theaters. That's the one where, like, the trailer was, like, them being superheroes, but that was only the last, like, 5 minutes of the movie. Anyway, that movie was alright. Man was out risking his life for them clean windows. Yeah, I guess. Like, it was the same thing when they were, like, de-spiderifying the building. Like, they came out and they were just spraying shit everywhere. It was just a guy on a rope. He was just hanging there. It's just utterly bizarre. It's indeed a sun that is setting. Yeah, and a good one. Let's hope those clouds don't get in the way. Because if they don't, we can probably get a good gradient going. Maybe. If the gradient gets beefed, I'm ending the stream. Sponge on the Run, not Sponge Out of Water. Okay, well, that one I didn't see. There were 3 live-action Fairly Odd Parents movies? Oh my god. Talk about milking the cash cow. I'm doing okay, Savage. Spent some time walking around the cemetery like I usually do. Found some graves from the 1850s. A few of them are quite ostentatious. You get a giant grave that's like as tall as a human being with a huge thing on top of it. And there's one guy buried there that died 100 years ago. Nobody knows who he is. So, like, what was the point of that big friggin' thing? Be a number between 1 and 30. 15. I'll be honest, though. My first thought was 42, because I'm an idiot. Ron Gilbert is finally finishing the Monkey Island trilogy. I don't know what that is. Prepper RP was quite good. Thank you, Vadim. Thank you. It's a nice sunset. It's getting a bit sus. The clouds are coming in. I don't... Because, you know, the good sunsets have, like, a bit of cloud coverage, but only so that the sky looks fancy when the real gradient starts to happen. It's really rare to get a good sunset these days. But maybe when summer gets here, we'll have better luck. Seen Big Ass Spider? No. They de-spiderified the building, like I said. We don't really have many around here. I've never seen a spider inside of this apartment. I'm really happy for that. It is Leviathan's birthday. Oh, fuck, it is. I didn't sign in. Hold on. I've been playing the game, but I didn't check the login page. Isn't he supposed to send a gift on his birthday? He's supposed to give us, like, 30 devil points. No, his birthday isn't until tomorrow. It's the 8th where I am. I'm sorry if you're in a different time zone. I'll check back in at midnight. It's fine. Gonna get that 30 DP. But anyway, I have been playing through the birthday event. I'm getting that fucking card. I'm getting it. I'm getting the birthday card. It's happening 100%. So I found his birthday story really relatable. He's like, he looks up online that having to do nerdy otaku shit for somebody's birthday would make it a bad and boring birthday, and he's immediately like, that's it, I'm canceling my birthday. I don't want anyone to do this. Dude has anxiety like crazy. He's just like, oh, I don't want my birthday to be boring for other people. Cancel the whole thing. Birthday and you are expecting a present. Listen, he's not real. He's a fictional character, so I get all the presents on his birthday. There was one generic movie, one Christmas movie, and one Hawaii beach movie. Okay, well, then I only saw the first one. Well, I mean, like, every Fairly Odd Parents movie, whether it was live action or not, wasn't the threat always like, oh no, Timmy's gonna lose his fairy godparents? I deserve all the presents, thank you. My birthday is coming up. I can't tell you exactly when it is, though. I know, like, a lot of creators, they'll get very specific. They're just like, I'll show my name, I'll show my face, you all know my name, and I'll tell you my age and my birthday, and I'm just like, I don't trust you guys with that information. I'm sorry. Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. The Jimmy Timmy Power Hour fucking ruled. But Timmy looked really frigging terrifying in CG. That was a bad decision. Just like, that art style just does not look right in 3D. It was a mess. But it did kick ass. You know, that's a good way to live, Savage. You have to keep having hope. Birthday is today. Okay, Zakinator, the way you describe this, these movies sound terrible. Make some crazy wishes if I was him for having fairy godparents that grant wishes. Okay, well, like, that reminds me of that meme that was like, I wish everyone who dies goes to hell no matter what. 2D Jimmy was pretty good. Yeah, like, it's pretty easy to make a 3D character 2D, but making them 3D is another story. Like, going from 2D to 3D, that's the problem. A problem pretty much entirely proven by the 3DS Professor Layton games. Why did... They didn't need to make the leap to 3D. They really didn't. They could have just had them, like, still be 2D sprites. They didn't need to be 3D. It looked really bad. It was a mistake. He already finished his event and got his card. Wow. Dang. Betty, you are dedicated. Like, honestly, super dedicated. Me, I always go through all the free tries before I start spending the energy drinks or spending any DP. I gotta wait until it's finished. Like, I'm free to play. I play cheap. Not a fan of Ruby, but the new 2D version of the show looks so much better than the 3D version. I haven't heard of that. Like, well, I knew that was coming. I saw somebody mention they're making a Ruby anime that's like 2D, but yeah, it would have to look better. Like, as far as things go, 2D just looks better than 3D so far. At least for, like, shows on a smaller budget. which RWBY was always on a very small budget. Damn it, the clouds are coming in. They're gonna wreck the gradient. Oh, this is so tense. For me, anyway. You guys probably don't care. 3D RWBY is so bad. Yeah, it doesn't look good. It's a bad-looking show. But then again, I never watched much of it. I just had no interest. Thank you, Soundboy. What the fuck? I think there's someone in my apartment. Which is weird. Because the only people who would conceivably be in my apartment right now would maybe be my parents if they got in. Because they have a key. But that wouldn't make any sense because they're in the big city right now. Very far away. Inside my walls. Oh my god. Sunset cloud kerfluffle. Yes. Your country's midnight right now. Well, in my country, I'm in Canada. Given the first 2 seasons a try, then gave up when they gave the blonde guy more screen time than the actual main characters. Oh, yeah. See, this is the thing. I've never really watched the show. Like, I think I watched 1 episode once, but I did watch the H-Bomber guy video on why it was so mediocre. And you know what? I think he was right. Hello, Manny dude. Clouds are inside my house seeking revenge. Well, they're already getting revenge. Look at how friggin' bland the sunset is. If the sun can just get below the clouds, then the light might reflect off of them and make a very nice shade of pink, but that remains to be seen. We're getting the 3rd Jimmy Timmy Power Hour DVD from Blockbuster shortly before it closed in my town. Wow, just a wave of nostalgia hearing that. We are inside the sun. What games have I played before? I've played Hollow Knight on this channel. Oh yeah, speaking of video games, I got a Steam key sent to me from some developer. It's for like a preview for a game that's coming out soon. That's the key they sent me. The game they sent me the key for is going to be free when it comes out, but it hasn't come out yet, so I guess I'm getting a free preview of the free preview early. Yeah, and I don't know if I'm gonna play it or not. Maybe. What game is it? Fuck man, I don't even remember. I don't even know if I can run it. It doesn't look that graphically advanced, but it's kind of like, you know. What are my thoughts on the Steam Deck? I don't own one, but I think it sounds cool. It is Tower Princess Knight's Trial, and as far as I know, it hasn't been released yet. Let me just look at the link they sent me. If it's already out, then I'm not gonna bother. Like, who cares? Okay, it's not available on Steam. Planned release date soon, which is meaningless. So yeah, Tower Princess Knight's Trial is the free-to-play version of Tower Princess, which is a game that also doesn't exist yet. I think. Wait, just check this. Yeah. It's an early preview of a free preview of a game that hasn't been released. Well, you know what I did want to play? I want to play that Portal desk game. I don't know if that's like only available on Steam Deck though. A preview to the preview that is a preview, yeah. Oh no, come on, son. Set faster. Get past the clouds. We can still make it work. Ah, so disappointing. I live a life of shambles. Have I seen the Batman movie? No, but I want to. Never justify going to the theater though. It's so damn expensive. We play the Monkey Island remakes. Okay. Don't know what those are. Hello, TJ Tharp. Okay. Think I can play it on PC. Okay, so that's a maybe. You know what? Tomorrow, play Desk Job, and then I'll play that game I got a Steam key for, because why not? It's not like I can be stopped. Desk Job does require a controller. That's okay, I have a controller. I have many controllers. I can, with the power of technology, I can connect my PlayStation controller or my Xbox 360 controller to my PC, and it works. I mean, the Xbox 360 controller working is like, technically, I mean, it has I bought a receiver for it, and the receiver only works if you do some weird shit going into like device setup and everything, but it technically works. The PS4 controller is a lot more stable though. Cave Johnson. If Cave Johnson, like, it was that guy, I don't remember his name, the guy who voices him, I don't know if they could ever get him back for another video game, but if he showed up in Desk Job, I would lose my mind. Hello, Anthony Saylor. DeMarcus Cousins. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. J.K. Simmons. Yes, that guy. He's really famous. I don't know if they could ever get him back. I'm English, so... Hello. This is the part where I kill you. I can't do a good Wheatley impression. I can't. J.K. Simmons, a.k.a. J. Jonah Jameson, voices Cave Johnson. Yeah. Lots of J's in there. But, he did a great job. Everyone in Portal 2, like, really brought their A game. It's, like, so crazy. You really don't see games like that anymore, where they'll have legit celebrity voices that were actually worth it and totally made sense, you know? There's been a lot of times in video games where they have, like, whatever celebrity voice a character, and it's totally purposeless, and they don't add anything to the game, and it really would have been better if they had just spent that money on an actual talented voice actor. In Portal 2, they nailed that shit, and it worked out fine. Like, they're just like, yeah, J.K. Simmons, that other guy, what's his name, Merchant, who voiced Wheatley, they did great. It fucking ruled. The Chris Pratt curse. Oh, he's gonna suck so bad as Mario. Oh, there's the sun again. It's coming down. Give us the gradient. We deserve the pink. Oh, thank you, TJ Tharp, for the 99 cents. And the 100. The 100 emoji. I can't really see it. I've got spots in my eyes from looking at the sun. Is it Stephen Merchant? Is that how you say it? Is it Stephen? I never know how to do it with the PH. Is it Stephen Merchant? That guy's great. It's so funny. You know, You know all those humanizations of Wheatley that just have him being really tall and wearing glasses? That's just because Stephen Merchant looks like that. They just made it look like him. It's so funny. Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu wasn't that bad because Ryan Reynolds is a good actor. When I tried TF2 because I'm bad at shooting games. And everybody's still playing TF2 as like a pro that's been playing it for the last 10 years. I don't want to jump in as a newbie. Computer crash watching the stream. I guess I am that powerful. Jack Black as Bowser. Is he playing... Listen, Jack Black can do voice acting. Jack Black is like talented. Chris Pratt just sucks, okay? Yeah, like, the Mario movie's gonna be bad, but Jack Black's gonna knock it out of the park like he always does. Wheatley's one of your favorite video game characters. Yeah, man. He's the best. Too bad we're never gonna see him again. But you know, if you want like a really good wrap up to a Wheatley character arc, I do recommend the fan fiction Blue Sky, I believe it's called. I don't remember who wrote it, but it rules. What, like, top 10 fanfics of all time? Yeah. More interested with Keegan Peele as Toad. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be very good. Starts off kind, ends up wanting to kill us. I don't know, like his whole storyline is really bizarre, but I don't know if he really started off kind so much as he was just like, this is the only living human left. I'm gonna see if I can use them to get the hell out of here. I don't think he was ever really a nice guy. He was just like super incompetent, and then he turned evil. Was Jack Black in the new Psychonauts? I don't know, I didn't play that game. Robert Englund? If that's the guy who played Freddy Krueger, I think England is spelt with a U, but like, same deal. He's pretty good. There's a fan comic version of Blue Sky on Tumblr. Oh. Well then, I might have to check that out. I know that I'm following the person who wrote Blue Sky on Tumblr. I think their name is like Waffle Bloggies or something, but like I follow over 1,000 people on Tumblr, so it's not really getting into specifics. You can't stay. Alright, goodbye, Dat Boy. Man. There go Dat Boy. Portal is canon to the Half-Life universe. Oh yeah, I was watching that Leadhead video about the moron theory. It's just like everybody in Portal is an idiot, and that's why the story works. Wheatley was only created to have bad ideas. Deciding to kill the human who killed GLaDOS is a hell of a bad idea. Well, yeah. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. That was like his ultimate bad idea. Like, that's the whole point, right? Like, the scientists made him to have bad ideas. He's an idiot by design. You know, we still like him. Yeah, Wheatley was programmed to be a moron. But then, like, he got one whiff of power and got evil. Like most stupid people do. Be another number between 1 and 32. Are you doing like an art challenge or something? There's the new Lego Star... Really? Okay, I saw people playing Lego Star Wars. I didn't realize there was a new game out. That's weird. The story is abysmally written / paced. Well, I mean, if it's based on the new movies, then yeah. And the game is janky as hell. Well, we can never go back to the way things were. Alright, the sun is free of the clouds entirely. Where is my gradient? Where are the purples? One of these days, we're going to have a live stream where I watch the sunset and it lights up in beautiful colors and you're all going to be super impressed and you're just going to be like, wow, that's a beautiful sunset. I'm glad I came by for this. But instead, we get clouds and a lack of gradient. The gradient that we all need and deserve. Favorite fanfic of all time? That's hard to say. Everyone always asks what my favorite thing is. I can never really answer, you know? I think if Finn was the main character, it would have made the new Star Wars more interesting, in my opinion. Well, probably. But I know they wanted to have, like, a girl protagonist, because, like, you know, Rey wasn't a bad idea. It's just, well, Finn should have been force sensitive. Listen, I'm not going to pretend that I totally remember how the movies went, because it's been a while since I've seen them. But, like, if they had just given Finn more to do, that would have been fine. It's adapting all 9 movies? Oh. Mistake. I don't know why everyone hated Rose Tico so much. Listen, I thought, like she showed up and I was like, oh, okay, they're just adding a new, like, main character or secondary character, and that was fine. They just didn't really seem to know what to do with her. And instead of, like, everybody hated her, and then instead of just committing to it and just being like, no, she's a character in this story, and we're gonna use her for, like, a very important plot point, they just, like, canned her from the next movie. Which really shows a lack of commitment to, like, the story and the characters. Like, it's kind of like they just made another Jar Jar Binks. It's just like... It's like, you created this character, even though they weren't very liked, commit to the bit, make them into something better, or just, like, why did you even bother? Story cutscenes for all the films are fast as hell. They jump around erratically when pulling film dialogue, such events and scenes. They relegate odd scenes to dialogue voiceover in the overworld. Weird. Former stormtrooper becoming a Jedi literally sells itself. Yeah, that was a really cool plot point. I just... Dialogue doesn't pause when you go into the menus. Oh, that sucks. She doesn't matter to the story. Yeah, well, they should have made her matter to the story. Jeez. You know, the thing that always bugged me was, like, they specifically say in the new movies that, whatever, the Order or whoever they are, their stormtroopers aren't clones or just people working there or whatever. They're specifically orphans that were kidnapped and brainwashed. But nobody ever seems to have a problem with just, like, killing them all off. Like, Finn is one of those brainwashed orphans, and he managed to, like, break his brainwashing and escape, yet he has no problem with just killing all of these other brainwashed orphans who could possibly also be saved. I don't know. They don't really deal with it in a way that makes any sense. They're called the First Order. Well, that's dumb. They're not the first ones. They're like, what, the third? They don't give context to the First Order. They just needed somebody to fight against. And then they brought Palpatine back because they needed somebody to fight against. The original leaks for TRS revealed that the army at the end was made up of freshly kidnapped children, as in during the events of the film. I didn't know that, but that sounds pretty fucked up. Some good fanfics I'm reading right now. I'm just mostly reading one-shots at the moment, and it's all just obey me angst fics. You don't want to read that. I know you're not going to have context for it. Somehow, Palpatine returned. Yeah. You know, that was the funniest thing for me, because I didn't like the second sequel movie. Don't expect me to remember the names of any of these movies. Like, Kyle in that version, when Palpatine eats him into a pit, the following line was, "Never to be seen again." What happened? I forget. He kissed Rey and then he, vanished, right? Or something? He just died? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. And he didn't kill himself to save Rey in that draft. Okay. We appreciate the one stormtrooper who fought Finn with a shock baton. Yeah, you know what? Them leaning into Finn being, a traitorous stormtrooper would have also been, pretty cool. To have people from, I don't know, his old squad be like, dude, what the fuck? Episode 8 was called The Last Jedi. Okay, so Episode 8. I didn't like that movie. Episode 7, I was like, okay, it's kind of just rehashing old Star Wars plot points, but it was fine, it was fun, it's a Star Wars movie. Second movie, I really didn't care for it. It felt like they were wasting a lot of time, and I was just like, okay, this is kind of a downward slope. But the thing is, I listen to this podcast on occasion called We Hate Movies, and they were defending the Episode 8, and I disagreed with a lot of their points, but they were just like, no, I think this turned out pretty all right. I think the people who are complaining about it, they're overreacting, and I was like, I don't really agree, but I can understand their perspective on this. And then Episode 9 comes out, and they're all just like, yeah, this fucking sucks. That was really funny to see them going from defenders of a disliked Star Wars movie to just be like, no, I can't defend this just bites. Rose should have let Finn sacrifice himself. Oh yeah, I totally forgot why that was a big controversy. She just she stopped him from sacrificing himself in a way that also could have gotten him killed, didn't she? That's wild. Oh yeah, and the saving what we love thing when she kissed him, right. Now I remember why I didn't like Rose. She got in the way of my OTP. I'm mostly joking, but when she kissed Finn, I was just like, no, now Storm Pilot will never be canon. That's Finn and Poe, in case you didn't know. They so had a thing going. Disney are a bunch of fucking cowards. Storm Pilot should have been canon, and Finn should have been Force sensitive. Shut up. She saved Finn by ramming her starship into his at full speed. Finn should have just went rogue and killed Palpatine himself. Yeah, seriously. Well, that was the funniest thing, right? What's that guy's name? Something. I don't know. He's an animator. The guy that made Big Top Burger. He did that animation of how Palpatine came back. He just spent like 10 years healing himself, and then he jumped up on the throne. And then at the end of the video, like all the main characters like Finn, Rey, Poe, and I think Rose just show up to fight him. Which would have been actually better than what really happened in the last movie. It was just Rey and Kylo down there doing some stuff that didn't make a lot of sense. To be fair, Disney was full anti-LGBT back then. Like they aren't now. But you seem to be forgetting the live slug reaction, because in the celebration afterwards in, whichever one of the sequels it was, there is like 1 second of two women kissing, which of course was like just a cut that's easy to edit out for the foreign audiences, for China and whatnot. So they're only as anti-LGBT as it will allow them to make money in foreign markets. Disney say that they're full LGBTQ plus right now? Oh yeah, sure. They only pulled out of the whole Don't Say Gay bill support because like everybody was trashing them for it. Like, either way you slice it, they're a corporation, and what they care about is money. We talk about Rey Skywalker, I don't know, it's just dumb. But, like, I don't really care. Like, the Skywalker lineage doesn't hold a lot of weight to me, because, I've never been, like, the biggest Star Wars fan. I just watched the movies as they came out. Never really got absorbed into them. It was dumb, though. Yeah, and she wasn't even a Skywalker. She's... What's Palpatine's last name? Is this like Is it Sheev? Whatever Palpatine's last name is, that's Rey's last name. Because she's a Palpatine person. I don't know, whatever. It's dumb. It's so dumb. Like, her setup was like really good. She's just like an average person, just like without any specialness at all, can become a Jedi, can be force sensitive and save the world, just your average person. But no, she's actually related to somebody that's also super strong, and it's just her lineage is what makes her strong. Shut up. Sheev is his first name. Okay, Palpatine was his last name. Okay. This is like, what's Obama's last name situation. I'm sorry, I'm not that familiar with it. I thought all the Siths had fake names. He was just using his real one the whole time. So she's Rey Palpatine. Star Wars is so silly. Palpatine was actually Jar Jar. I loved that fan theory that was like, Jar Jar is secretly a Sith the whole time. I really doubt that George Lucas, like, had that sort of clarity going forward, but if that was the case, it would have been a great plot twist. Absolutely incredible. I mean, that's happened before, right? Where the silly comic relief character turns out to be, like, a huge bad guy. That's gotta have precedence as, like, a good plot twist. Darth Sidious is his fake name. Okay, I'm an idiot. If my name were Palpatine, I would change it too. Oh, what was that? Your friend Palpatine and your friend and your pal friend Patine. Oh yeah, where she used the Force lightning and thought she killed Chewbacca, and he was on another transport that didn't. There was no other transport. That shit didn't exist. Shut up. That would have been fucking crazy if they had just like killed off Chewbacca. Everybody would have been pissed. But I think it's almost more of a slap in the face to fake out death Chewbacca. Like that's pretty bad too. Favorite anime? Oh boy. I never know what to answer. I'm sure I've said this before, but like, I don't know at the moment. I forget. They took out an LGBT relationship out of Lightyear, but they're trying to put it back in since they got caught being a bunch of homophobes. They'll put it back in, but in a way that can be edited out for China. Become a filmmaker, I'm gonna make my own King Arthur movies. That will be my ambition. I mean, okay. It's just King Arthur has a really bad rep in Hollywood just because most King Arthur movies do not sell to the point where when Michael Bay wanted to make a King Arthur movie, he had to hide it within a Transformers movie just to make it. Remember that? Remember that when they had King Arthur in Transformers? That was because Michael Bay wanted to make a King Arthur movie, but he couldn't. Hello, Dragon Gamer. Jar Jar literally became a reviled street clown after the prequels. Wow, that sucks. Dude, I'm serious. I'm looking it up right now. They hid a King Arthur movie in the midst of a Transformers movie. It happened. I'm gonna look it up. That's what it happened. Ah, this gradient is so disappointing. Worst sunset ever. Transformers. King Arthur. Transformers, The Last Night. Yeah, dude. Can't remember any Transformers films at all. They're not really memorable, are they? It was called The Last Night. Freaking Merlin was in it, I'm pretty sure. Movies am I looking forward to this year? I have no idea what movies are coming out this year. If there's not a new Venom movie coming out, I'm not watching anything. Those are the only movies I want to see, Venom. So, 2 more years, no more movies. Sonic Movie 2 came out today. Yes, I know about this. Like, I'm literally looking at the cast list right now. Transformers, The Last Night, Liam Garrigan as King Arthur. He's in the movie. There's Morbius, which I heard takes place in the same universe. Yeah, Cosmonaut, that's that guy's name. He made a good point. Sony keeps setting up, like, Spider-Man villains that don't have a Spider-Man to beef with. Like, they're setting up the Sinister Six, but isn't the Sinister Six whole point is that they oppose Spider-Man, who doesn't exist in their universe? And if they do make another Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie, it's going to suck. They're going to mess it up because Sony doesn't make good superhero movies. Like, I'm not even going to pretend that the Venom movies were good films. I just enjoy them for very specific reasons that are only relevant to my kind of fandom. They don't make good movies. They just don't. How did Sony get to own Spider-Man? I don't know. But I do remember the reason why the Andrew Garfield series came to be in the first place was because they were going to lose the rights if they went a certain amount of years without making a movie about him. I think Miles is going to be in Tobey's universe. Which, you know what? I didn't watch Spider-Man No Way Home. I just didn't. I just really fell off the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What was the one? Endgame? Where they kill Thanos? I didn't watch that one because it was going to be like 3 hours long, and I was just like, I'm done. You know, as far as I'm concerned, the Marvel Universe ended with the snap. It's all over. Yeah, I mean, what? That would be absolutely crazy. Like, if they started making, like, a bunch of different Spider-Man movies in different universes just to make it confusing as hell. You know, the whole point of comic book movies is like, yeah, we've taken this comic book character that would initially be very difficult to get into because comic books have years and years of history. It's really hard to just find a place to jump in. They've taken that and they've made the movies as confusing and complicated as the comic books are. So imagine we've got like 4 different Spider-Man movie series running around. We've got Miles, we've got Tobey Maguire, if that's his name. We've got, which one's the MCU guy? I don't know. And we've got Andrew Garfield. What if we have just like, oh boy. And then we've got whoever's playing him in the video game. Like, that's too many Spider-Mans. The franchise can't be this successful. Tom Holland is the MCU guy. Alright, fine. Tom Holland is also the name of the guy who directed The Langoliers. Just want you to know that. They're not the same guy, but they have the same name. They're making Spider-Verse too. Well, yeah. I mean, Spider-Verse fucking ruled. Spider-Verse is probably the best Spider-Man movie. I'm not lying. I mean that genuinely. We got so robbed of a good gradient tonight. Look at this. This is pathetic. I mean, the clouds are adding a bit of interest up in the left-hand corner, but other than that, I'm a little bit disappointed. Tom Holland is not to be confused with Tom Holland. Making those movies for more than 10 years, it was bound to get confusing. They didn't have to do this. Marvel didn't have to bring in the dumb, confusing multiverse shit. Like, they didn't have to bring that into the MCU. They could have kept the movies, like, simple, easy to follow, and just, like, if you just watch all these movies, you'll understand. They didn't have to include the Sony Spider-Man universe. They didn't have to do that, but they decided to make it as confusing as possible. So that's not great. How we go from Star Wars to Spider-Man? I have no idea. We're just talking about anything. It's a just chatting stream whilst we watch the sun. A better view than most just chatting streams. Instead of having to look at my face or a VTuber model that barely works, you get to look at the beauty of nature and the planet that we all live on. Except for, I don't know, like the 5 people in the space station. Black Panther 2? How are they gonna do that? I mean, Chadwick Boseman is dead. I know they're probably gonna replace him with, like, the girl who played his younger sister, which would be interesting. But yeah. Black Panther was just an okay movie. Like, it was just okay. It was an MCU movie. This... Not that much different from any other one. But for some reason, the CG was, like, particularly bad. I don't know why. It would be insane if one of the space station people was watching this. Aren't they on, like, a delay? Like, it takes 8 minutes for signals to get there? Or no? Loki show fucks everything up so bad for the multiverse. Oh my god. Yeah, seriously. That just... Like, they've got, like, timekeeper guys. I don't know, I didn't watch it, but, like, it just looked confusing. Because, like, I genuinely liked, what's-his-face as Loki, but I'm not gonna watch a whole show about that. I don't need that. I really don't need that. Stick to reader insert fix. That's all he's good for. Black Panther's default MCU movie quality. Oh yeah, it's canon in the MCU that Loki was DB Cooper. I did see gifs of that. That's so dumb. He doesn't even look like that guy. Tom Hiddleston is... Okay, yeah. Look, there's a lot of Toms. I got confused. Hiddleston. Tom Hiddleston. Nobody can remember the names of all the actors in the MCU. There's too many. And he fall in love with a female version of himself. Oh, yeah. I remember that causing some controversy. People that are really against the idea of self-cest. Even though, like... They say it's problematic, but it's something that could never exist in reality, so who cares? Watch Loki for the amazing bisexual representation. A removable line. Yes, exactly. This is the kind of shit Disney does. The Disney Corporation has more money than God. If they wanted to, they could make an entire movie that was literally just like every character is gay and they're in gay relationships and there's absolutely no way to edit it out without like removing the movie entirely. They could do that if they wanted to and probably make a fair amount of money. But since they wouldn't be making all the money and they'd also piss off China, they won't do it. So, yeah. We know where their bread is buttered. And so do they. Avatar 2 is scheduled for this year. I'll believe it when I fucking see it. Avatar, like, what would Avatar 2 even be about? Like, Avatar 1 is just... It's like just Pocahontas or like Dances with Wolves, right? Like, where do you go from there? The evil was defeated. The Na'vi got their planet back. Jake Sully became a blue guy. Where else do you go? Where do you go? What's the point? Avatar 2 is gonna lose money like crazy because who wants to see that? Avatar 1 was like a big deal because it was groundbreaking. I think it was the first movie they spent $1 billion to make. And that was like a big deal. It was groundbreaking at the time with its CG and its 3D experience and all that. It was crazy. No one's showing up for Avatar 2. Who could care? Hello, Dog the Undying. Pandora is an entire planet. Okay, you've got a point, but where else are we gonna go from here, though? We're gonna explore the rest of the planet? I just don't get it. I think it's hard to be part of the film business. Well, I mean, the film business is mostly made on existing IPs, so you might find yourself stuck writing scripts for a concept that already exists. Not a lot of original stuff making it in Hollywood these days. I'd imagine it's a difficult business. I'm sorry to say. Pandora invades Earth? With what? The Na'vi, they didn't have any spaceships. They just had a giant tree. Uh-oh. Someone's car alarm went off. In Avatar 2, Palpatine will suddenly reappear. I was told the Karate Kid remake was better than the original. Haven't seen both. Well, in the Karate Kid remake, wasn't he specifically learning Kung Fu? So it wasn't even like karate? Kind of expect a jump scare just staring at the screen. I would never do that. I might have done that before. I actually don't know. X-Demon's birthday is Asmodeus. Really? When's his birthday? Hold on, I've got the app up. I can just look that up. It's in Magilish. Come on. When's Asmo's birthday? When is his birthday? May 15th. Not a bad date. May 15th. Yes. Okay. Well, we could party with that. Listen, Asmodeus, not my favorite character. I'm probably not going to go for his birthday card. Like, I do make kind of a point to get the birthday cards because they never come back, but I don't know. I didn't get Satan's either. Like, it's just, I don't know. If it's not something that looks particularly interesting, I just won't bother. The sun jump scare. Imagine if the sun just suddenly came right back up. That would be crazy. And now the cloud cover that was giving us some interesting looks is gone. This is probably one of the more boring sunsets I've seen. Not a whole lot going on with this one. No good gradient. We got totally hosed. The native people invade the colonizers has some unfortunate implications. Yes. They can't all be winners. Well, they never are winners when I'm filming them. Disappointing. Stand to your portable DVD player recharge. Wait a minute, you have a portable DVD player? Like, legit? I haven't seen one of those in years. Like, my family had one of those for car trips and stuff, but then we all just got, like, smartphones and we didn't need them anymore. That's crazy. I was watching Barnyard on my portable DVD player. That's wild. A portable Blu-ray player. Now that's an idea. Do you think there's a portable Blu-ray player out there? Do you think such a thing exists? I really want to know. I mean, portable DVD player screens were so small. At what point do you, like, why would you even bother with the HD? The Raspberry Pi, anything is possible. Ooh, you're right. A portable VCR? Do you think? No, that couldn't have existed. There's a portable Blu-ray player. Oh my god. I gotta buy one of those. Just because I don't think they'll exist for much longer. Barnyard has a male cow with udders, not for me. Oh, okay. I just gonna be openly transphobic, I see. No, I'm kidding. But that's like, that's the thing, right? The fanon explanation. I say fanon, just a Tumblr post somebody made. The fanon explanation is that all the male cows are trans. Oh, the hinge is broken on your portable DVD player. Oh, the worst. Right, goodbye, Savage the Gentleman. Have a good rest. No, Andrew, you didn't offend me. It was a joke. It was a jest. It was a jape. No idea why this was in my recommended, but I'm glad it was. A Valorant bin set. I don't know what that is, but I'm glad you're here. Too bad you missed the actual sun. God, this one cloud in the middle is pissing me off. Where are our gradients? We could do so much better. Imagine that dawn and dusk didn't exist. The sky just became day and night, like turning on and off a light switch. That would probably cause so many car accidents. Like, if that were the case, they would probably be able to, like, predict it, and they would have it playing on the radio every day, like, just so everybody driving would just be like, okay, the sun's coming on in 3, 2, 1, just to make sure nobody crashed their car. One mukbang YouTuber recording while a murder was happening? What? That's crazy. You know, well, there was, what was it? It's some weird YouTube channel. I don't even know if it exists anymore, but it's just a guy who films himself smiling, just sitting in one spot and smiling at the camera for hours on end. And there's one video where somebody breaks into his apartment and he doesn't want to move, so he just keeps sitting there smiling at the camera, and then eventually the dude trying to rob his house like comes into the room and then he runs away and leaves. Like, what the fuck? It was so weird. He wears a mask with a smile for hours at a time. Okay, so it's not real. He's just like wearing a mask. It's still weird that he's just sitting there. Dark Cloud looks like a Z. Oh my god. I was gonna say that some superhero that starts with a Z is coming after us, but I don't know. What's a good reference here? Freakazoid is coming after us? No. He doesn't have a Z. Zorro. Oh my god, Zorro. Zorro's coming for us. Gross. Seriously, he did that? Oof. No, you're right. It is a Z. You're right. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I'm just playing to the Americans in the audience. Sometimes if I want to blend in, I'll spell color without a U. The bad guy from the original Power Rangers. Oh, Zordon. Wait, I thought Zordon was the good guy. I thought Zordon was like that head in the tube. Yeah, I know. It's heresy. Ah, jeez. Lord Zed is the bad guy. Oh, okay. I'm dumb. Listen, I never watched Power Rangers. I didn't watch that new movie that came out either. It didn't look good. He also has another series called Walking and Talking. What could that man possibly have to talk about if he's just sitting there? If he spends 6 hours a day just sitting in one place and smiling, what the fuck does he have to talk about? Ever heard of Monkey Island? Is that that game where you're a pirate? Because yes, I have heard of that, but I've never played it. It's more into TMNT than Power Rangers. Same. Although I was embarrassed to be into it because it was like, a boys' show. So I pretended to watch it ironically. I wasn't, though. That show fucking ruled. I'm talking 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It slapped. It was great. I'm tired of pretending. The 2003 Ninja Turtles series was awesome. That's my favorite planet. I don't know. Not this one. I guess Saturn. It's got the cool rings. We all stan. Ah, the cloud's going away. Dang, that thing's moving fast. For a cloud, at least. Is this thing on fast forward? This is real life. Anyway. Saturn's rings are disappearing. No! I can't live like this. Saturn ate his kids. Well, fine. What other planet? You know what? My favorite planet is a planet that isn't in the solar system. There's got to be some cool planets out there that are way cooler than we have around here. Oh, you have to stay home and watch Ninja Turtles? That rules. There's a planet that's completely made of diamonds? Yeah, not so rare, are they? Okay, goodbye, Fuss. Red Hood versus Raphael, like Red Hood from Batman? There's one where it rains rubies and sapphires. The universe is insane. Isn't one of Jupiter's moons capable to host life? Well, I mean, if it had an atmosphere, I guess. I don't know though. Like, well, wait, what was it like? One of the moons has like ice on it that could have an ocean under it, which would be cool. I think we were actually watching the sunset. Well, we're not anymore. It's gone. We didn't even get a good gradient out of it. I think it's because like there's clouds further down, kind of blocked by the trees, but like, what happened to my cool sunsets with the purples and the pinks and lovely colors? Getting hosed over here. Same with Mars terraform. I don't think we should terraform Mars. It sounds like a really bad idea. Well, also, terraforming is basically impossible, so that's definitely not going to happen. But we could probably manage to set up some sort of colony on Mars that lives entirely, like, in a dome or something. Still probably not a great idea, though. Europa. Yes, the one they made that movie about. That was bad. Terraforming Mars is a good way to unleash demons into our world. How's the sun going? Not well. Not well. No good gradients. No cloud cover giving us at least something interesting to look at. It's just, it's so lame. Oh yeah, that shit with Baxter Stockman. That was so fucked up. Like, I remember reading an article that was like there was a banned episode of that cartoon where he tried to put his body back together and became a zombie that was basically rotting apart. That might have been banned in the US, but I saw that episode on TV, like legitimately. And I was just like, what? The 2003 Ninja Turtle series had a couple of episodes like that. Like, one specifically that still gets fanfics written about it because it was so weird and messed up is the episode Same as It Never Was. I'm about to go on a huge rant here, but I have to talk about this. Like, there was an arc in the series where some magic bullshit happened and all of the Ninja Turtles got sent to different dimensions. Michelangelo got sent to a superhero universe. Raphael got into like this weird bike race. Leonardo ended up in that universe where the rabbit guy lives. And Donatello ended up being flung forward in time. So basically, like, for 20 years, he didn't exist. So, during that time, Splinter died. The other three Ninja Turtles basically broke up, never spoke, like, ever again. They all were completely devastated by his disappearance. And then at the end of the episode, they all die. And then Donatello gets sent back in time. It was just such a messed up episode. Like, all the other characters, like, ended up in a really cool story. Meanwhile, Donatello gets Same as It Never Was, where he gets to see his entire family perish. Like, what the fuck? And, like, maybe I'm misremembering it. Like, maybe they didn't die, but they were all... I swear I remember all of the characters just, like, lying on the ground at the end, dead. Maybe they were unconscious, but I'm pretty sure they died. Need to rewatch that show. Me too. Even the season, like, where they went to the future that wasn't very good, I liked that season too. I liked it a lot. It was just such a fun show. You get to be a superhero, you get to be in a bike race, and you get crippling trauma. Like, when it comes to that whole getting split up in, like, the multiverse thing, Leonardo really lucked out because he ended up in a universe where he ran into a guy that he already knew. What was that guy's name? Usagi? Which is stupid because he's a rabbit and his name is Rabbit. Whatever. I know enough Japanese to know that. It's dumb. Oh yeah, TMNT Fast Forward. Ah, it's so ridiculous. I especially liked how they introduced clones of the Ninja Turtles that were evil, and they never. I think they were in like one episode, maybe two. And then I remember. I'm gonna get into some dumb fandom shit here, but I remember looking this shit up on LiveJournal, just like Ninja Turtles fan fiction and stuff, and there was this. No, I wasn't looking it up on LiveJournal. I found their LiveJournal from their fanfiction.net account. There was one girl who was writing Michelangelo x clone Raphael fanfiction. And honestly, it was pretty well written for what was an absolutely bizarre subject matter. I'm still following her on Tumblr. I don't know how I found her on Tumblr, but somehow I did. And like, I don't even think she writes fanfic anymore, but she wrote several dozen fanfics with that pairing. And it was honestly very fascinating. Remember the Tricerodon arc where they invaded the Earth? Yeah, another one of her ships was just like Raphael X, that one Triceratops alien guy. I don't know, man. Another fanfic discussion stream. I'm sorry, it always turns into this. I have a hard time watching series without immediately wanting to, like, just look up fanfic for it. I think there's only been one thing where like, it's rare for me to find a series that I really, really like, but I don't want to read any fanfic of. I think one of those might have been Steven Universe. I didn't read any fanfic for that, I don't think. It's the same way with movies and, like, other stuff, but, you know the musical Les Miserables? That's, like, my favorite musical. Never looked up a single fanfic for it. No interest in that sort of thing. I guess I just respect it too much. Alright, good night, Anthony. Watch Batman X TMNT? No, but I've heard of it. Well, I think I might have heard of it. I know I've definitely seen like a comic book panel that's like a meme where Batman is saying, "This is where my parents were killed, Raphael." Does it count as incest? Bro, you don't even want to know what the TMNT fandom is doing. Like, let's face it. As far as, I mean, there's probably like a bunch of secondary characters in the TMNT verse, but the main characters that everybody cares about are the turtles, right? So, naturally, people want to ship them together. And the fact that they're brothers does not stop them. Because they're turtles. Like, what does it matter? You're gonna make a part 2 of the Mafia Girl? I guess I could commission Gameling to make a second part, but I really would not be super excited to do it, because again, I can't do that accent. No, I've never heard of that. Saw reverse harem fanfic. Yes. Reader inserts still goes strong with TMNT. Listen, I was on Quizilla back in the day. They had just as many 7 Minutes in Heaven quizzes. I'm not going to pretend I didn't look at them. Everybody had 7 Minutes in Heaven quizzes on Quizilla. I really miss that site, and I'm sad it doesn't exist anymore. Do you have any idea what a fucking gold mine of content Quizilla would be if it still existed? We'd be going back and looking at 7 Minutes in Heaven quizzes from 2009 featuring a bunch of photos of emo boys that, like, nobody knows who they are. Just, we have lost so much. The internet is a constantly burning Library of Alexandria, or whatever it's called. Just, God, I wish Quizilla still existed. It just, I want to go back in time. I want to go back and find all those quizzes that were horribly written and just... God, I wish it still existed. There's always the Wayback Machine, but the Wayback Machine never saved, like, any of the posts. Like, it's not the same as just, like, typing in the search bar 7 Minutes in Heaven and finding, like, the most random shit ever. Just... You know, One Direction. The existence of One Direction and Quizilla coincided. Can you even imagine all the cringe-ass fanfics that were there? We lost so much. One of the 4 TMNTs is female. Oh, yeah, I remember that from that TV show. What was her name? I don't remember her name. But, like, yeah, there was a 5th Ninja Turtle that was female, and she existed for, like, one TV show and then never mentioned again. Venus. Yes, Venus. I think that was her name. Venus de Milo. You know, there were female Renaissance painters that they could have named her after. Remember Raphael's girlfriend? Okay. From the cartoon, right? He had... Was that him? There was, like, a girl who was a lizard who was in one episode and then never appeared again? That existed, right? That happened. The 2004 Batman animated series Riddler? You mean the guy with the black hair that was like an emo Riddler? I understand. Very specific. And she was called Mona Lisa. Right, and she appeared once. Man. They were just doing anything back in the day. Asking which one of the TMNT should be female in a reboot. Oh. Okay, so just, like, taking one of the Ninja Turtles and making them a girl? I mean... Well, I feel like changing one of their genders might flip the dynamic a bit, but if we're gonna go with that, I think it should be Michelangelo. I think that would make a lot of sense. Found a Leonardo x Raphael comic dub on YouTube that was in the era of YouTube when there was not much censorship. Oh, okay. So it was not safe for work. Listen, I've seen a lot of like kind of not safe for work like comics that probably should have been deleted from DeviantArt, but somehow got past the censors back in the day. I'm pretty sure they don't exist anymore. It's so dark now. Yeah, you're right. So lame. We might have to wrap things up soon. It's disappointing. There goes the sun. Doo 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 doo. Interesting. I'm getting all sorts of different answers here. Genderman, that's common in TMNT fanfics? Really? Huh. I mean, when you're going for a series like that, you would think it would just be like, you know, guys all the way, but okay. I don't think I've ever read any gender bent fics. I feel like I'm getting old. I'm 19, but talking about cartoons makes me feel a bit old. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to find cartoons that are like how they were back in the day or in the 2000s. They all have like continuing narratives and stuff now, complex stories. There's no just like, this is what we're doing this week kind of thing anymore. Or if there is, there's still like an overarching narrative that goes on in the background. So this is the most I've ever read or thought about TMNT fanfic. Well, it's important to learn new things. The only time I really got into AUs was with Undertale, where there were just like 80 different versions of Sans and fan animated series. Yes, that was so crazy. Like, I really don't want to get into it because the last time I made a video about Undertale AUs, I got a stomach ache and had to end the live stream. But yeah, it's just so crazy. There are so many like AU Sans that may as well just be their own character. It's like you clearly just want to make a skeleton character that's looks like Sans but acts completely different, so just do that. Nobody's stopping you. Toby Fox is not going to sue you. He does not care. It's brought you back to your TMNT fanfic days. Yeah, the good old days. And then they started shipping the Sans. Yes, and the various versions of Papyrus. And AO3 really couldn't keep up with that, so if you just wanted a fic with like just like if you wanted to find a fanfic on AO3 that was just like no AU whatsoever, just like straight canon, like just the regular canon story characters, it was next to impossible to actually like exclude out the AU characters because they were just everywhere and there was really no way to tag them. God. Would I play Deltarune for a stream? I did. I did that twice. Like, I played chapter 1 and then I played chapter 2 like for 6 hours straight. Like I beat the game in one sitting. Well, chapter 2 in one sitting because I didn't want to get spoiled. Like I played the whole thing. It's out there. You can watch it. New clouds coming in. Oh shit. It's like the black pixels reaching in on our place. Hello, Boo. I remember the first time seeing the filters on AO3 and being hit like a truck by some of them. I just remember seeing them and being so impressed. I was like, wow, fanfiction.net could have been doing this for years, but they never bothered. The tag system on AO3 is an absolute godsend. Like, it's not perfect, but it's really the best sorting system you're going to get on any fanfiction website. Ever play Myst for a stream? Maybe. I see me finish Undertale. Well, maybe another day. I mean, nobody really wants to watch anybody play Undertale because, like, they all know how it goes. I know how it goes. It's not going to be a surprise anymore. I just do a full pacifist run. It's getting dark. The lights are getting low, and that friggin' radio tower out there is flashing, totally ruining the scenery. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. It's a nice opinion, Fake. Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up. Well, good morning. Coffin is not a symptom. Dude. I'll just call you dude. Good morning to you, I guess. To me, it is evening. Evening. It's evening out. Metal Gear Rising on stream. I don't care if it's 10 years old. Do you really think I'd be able to run it? Because I don't. Looks too good. What games do I have on my Switch right now? Good question. Let me grab it. Okay. Let's have a look. I've got Hollow Knight, Pokemon Sword, Hades, Bloodstains, Splatoon 2, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Downwell, Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. What else do I have in here? Got some weird indie game called Violet. I've got Deltarune, Wandersong, Tetris 99, Animal Crossing, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Untitled Goose Game, and Ink. That's what I got. I should really get more games for this thing. Stupid expensive, though. Alright, goodbye, Savage. Again. Fire Emblem Three Houses. That's like a strategy game, right? I'm not really interested in Fire Emblem. It was the only game you had for like 3 months. Oh, so it's like a lifestyle kind of game. Well, that was me with like Breath of the Wild. I spent so much friggin' time on that game. Mario Kart 8 with viewer stream. I have a capture card. I have an Elgato. I just haven't bothered to use it because, like, I'm not a gaming channel. Should stream Hades, I guess. Maybe. I'm not very good at it, though. You had to catch some ducks? What? Strategy game, but basically ship all the characters. Okay. I can ship characters. I've heard that it gets really sad, though. Like, a bunch of people die. Or they all fight or something. Cave story. Well, maybe. Next milestone stream can be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with viewers. Huh. I suppose I could. How many of you have Mario Kart 8? Have I played Celeste? No. And I've not seen the movie Kung Pao. Yeah, it's getting dark. Sun's getting real low. This is unfortunate. It wasn't that great of a sunset, you know? We've had better. We've definitely had better. Disappointing. Really disappointing. But anyway, you know what? I'll come back tomorrow. I'll play some games. That's what I'll do. Might play that game that I got sent the Steam key for. Might play Desk Job just to see. Who knows? I might play a Switch game. You never know. You never know. TMNT fanfic discussion save the sunset. I'm glad you think so. It's nice to have someone out there that actually appreciates my fanfic talk. I imagine most of you get rather annoyed by it, but, you know, fangirl at heart, can never leave. I'll never leave. Gonna be writing fan fiction when I'm fucking 70 years old. Can't stop. Never stopping. Two top trans games are Celeste and Fallout New Vegas. Well, I know Celeste, but why Fallout New Vegas? We're all freaks here. I'm here exclusively for the esoteric fanfic talk. Alright, good. Because I will continue sharing my expertise whether you want to hear it or not, because I can't stop myself. Anyway, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go. Thank you to everybody who donated. Thank you to everybody who watched the entire lovely sunset with me. Could have been lovelier, but you know, what are you going to do? And I hope you all have a lovely night. Or morning, wherever you are. Well, New Vegas allowed you to change your gender mid-game. Okay, I understand. Anyway, have a lovely night. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.